One thing I've never been able to do very well is twirl a baton. So we're not going to twirl a baton, we're just going to use a dowel instead. This series, if you have long hair, take it out because we're going to need the feedback from behind and your clip or your little ponytail is going to get in the way. So we're going to use a wall as well. So let's go ahead and place our body against the wall so you've got your head, shoulders and pelvis in contact with it. Feet are always going to be a little bit further forward. You can't quite do it with your feet right underneath you. So find what feels comfortable. You're going to start with your arms a little bit wider than your body height and your body width, and then send the arms out in line with your shoulders. So we're going to try and maintain this dowel as straight as possible as we pull the elbows back to touch the wall without dropping down or bending through wrists, and then sending the arms forward again. So often when we do Pilates, we're lying on our back and we have the feedback of the floor helping us know where our head, shoulders and pelvis are. We've just flipped you up and doing the same using the wall as that area of feedback. So in this best position for you, you won't let your ribs flare away from the wall. You'll still keep the ribs in contact with the surface behind. And you're still going to have that natural gap away from your lower back and from your neckline. Hold the arms out now and then raise the arms toward the ceiling. So you go where you go. If you can touch the wall, fantastic, but not at the expense of the rib cage. And then bringing the arms all the way down towards your legs. And then repeating that, raising the arms toward the ceiling. So everybody's shoulder range of movement is different, so make sure you're honoring your own range of movement. It's good to be able to have a guide to see where to go, but you don't want to, again, go into those faulty patterns of moving the ribs away just to touch the wall. That's not the point. The point is to work through your shoulder mobility as well as your shoulder strength. So we'll go for about 3 more of these, feeling like you have equal pressure behind the back of your head, that area around the base of your shoulders and the back of the pelvis. So on the next one, we're going to keep the arms out in front of us. And from here, you're going to bend the arms in, and then we're going to flip the bar above the top of your head, and then bring it back and reach the arms in front. And then again, elbows come to the wall, and then the bar rotates above your head, and then back to the start, and away you go. So with these moves, again, you're looking that you're not squeezing in your neck and shoulder area. This is arm rotation. Flipping the palms backward requires your upper arm to spin backwards in the socket, to spin forward and return. We've got one more just like that, and then we're going to add on to the movement. So in order to clear your head, your elbow has to be high. If your elbows are too low, you'll be banging against your nose. So we're bringing those arms back in. You're going to rotate the palms and then slide your arms up the wall and bring them out in front of you. And again, draw elbows back, flip and bring up and to the front. We'll do one more time this way because we're going to go the reverse of the movement as well. So starting out in front, straight arms. Bend your elbows down the wall and then rotate it in front of you and away. 2 more times as you reach up, slide, rotate, and out. And then last time, lift, pull down, bring it forward, and out we go. We're going to stay here and we're going to turn the palms down. So your pole is now in a vertical position and then back to horizontal, and then the other side. So as I mentioned, you've got this feedback of the shoulders against the wall surface, and we're moving through our upper arm area. So no twisting or bending through your wrists. See if you can do all of this good work through the upper arm control. And we'll go for another 2, tipping down and tipping up, and then back to your starting point. By now you'll want to lower that arm. And even though it's a very lightweight, it is a bit of a challenge. So from here, we're going to go into a little lunge series. So you're going to put your foot right up against the wall, get your toes as close to the wall as possible so that we can get down low. Your other foot will go forward. Remember, you're not on a tightrope. You want to stagger your legs. So same position with the arms out wide, and then we're going to bend down through your knee and lower yourself toward the floor. Let your knee touch and get those arms up to the ceiling, and then picking yourself back up again. So having had the feedback of the wall, you still want to imagine that you were touching the wall behind you so that you don't go into that back bend feeling or those flared ribs, and pressing up. And we'll go for 2 more of these. Lower. Now, if you can't get to the floor, of course, don't go there. Go to the depth that feels comfortable for you, and then pressing up. We're going to do a little hop away from the wall and step slightly further forward. From here is a balance challenge. You're going to feel like the weight of the dowel goes toward the floor, and you're going to send your leg up in line with whatever you think your hip line is like. So holding this position, looking down toward the mat, see how long you can balance, and then start to add the arms traveling to the front and down toward your leg. And we'll do 3 in total. And 1 more to go. This is when I probably should have put my hair up, but I still need it for another thing. And then lowering your leg down and bringing yourself back. So we're going to switch sides. So again, start with your foot completely up against the wall. If that range is not good for you, of course, do what you need to do. Step your other foot forward. It's getting hot in here, just by the way. And then from here, we're going to dip down to place your knee onto the ground and the arms above you, and then pressing away from the floor. And again, lowering yourself down, reaching the arms up and coming down. Now, each time you touch the ground, there's a lot more energy that's required to push you away from the floor. As I mentioned, if you only want to go halfway, that's also fine. You'll still get a good spring in the step and good strength through the legs. We'll do 1 more together in this variation. And then from there, we're going to do that little hop away from the wall, step slightly further forward, balance. As we go down onto one leg, the dowel goes toward the floor, the leg goes up the wall behind you. Find your balance. Maybe this is where you have to stay. That's totally fine. Send the arms forward. Bring the arms back. 2 more. There's a lot of work happening in your standing leg and foot. And then 1 more time. Reach. And then return. And then standing upright. So for our finale, we're going to do a squat movement. And this is why the whole series was done for today, is because I want to do holding of the dowel like it was against the wall. Back of the head between the shoulder area and the pelvis. So make sure your hand is flat on one side and palm turned away on the other. I'm just going to stand sideways so you can see this movement. As you squat, we send the bottom backward and we keep those 3 points in contact with each other, and then returning to your start shape. So what you don't want to do is go to a squat where you lose the connection of the dowel. So making those 3 points of contact stay in touch, we know we'll be working through the hip joints perfectly as per their design. And what you'll also find is that your knees will not hurt when you do a squat using your hip joints. We'll do 1 more on the side. And what I mean by the side is we're now going to switch our hand holds. So we have preferences, we have favorite ways to do things. So just changing your arm orientation will change a lot of the way your body is organized. So can you still feel those points of contact? And again, going into the squat and standing up. And you may find, wow, this is better for me, or maybe this is not so good for me. Maybe I'm noticing different parts of my body trying to compensate or activating in a different way. Everything is so exciting when we get to really listen to how our body talks to us. So we'll do 1 more time as we drop down into the squat, and then standing yourself all the way back up again. All right, I know I said it was a finale, but we can't do that. So we're going to take the dowel towards the back of your body here. Make sure it's not in your neck. So if I bring my hair around, you don't want it to be up here. That's going to be quite dangerous. You want it to be right at the edge. Now, if you have the ability to hang your arms over, amazing. It will also depend on the length of your dowel. Otherwise, you can just sort of hold on with your hands at the edge instead. So from this position, You're going to go back into your squat that you just practiced, and we're going to stay in there. And from here, we're going to rotate. So we're going to lower one side down, lift the other, and then changing sides. So the dowel across the upper back is going to help you rotate evenly through your trunk. And then just double check that you're not starting to make patterns in your lower body of shifting a knee forward. We want the knees to stay balanced. We want the pelvis to stay level, and then just doing your twist to one side and then the other. Any of you who are golfers or rotational sports people, tennis, pickleball, whatever it may be, this is going to be a superb exercise for you to integrate into your routine. All right, and now we really are done. Have a good day.